right, good morning. Today I thought it would be really awesome if we checked out the 2-5-1 progression in G major. This is one of the most common progressions in music. You might recognize the name or the sound. Very gorgeous, used in a lot of awesome music as well, and very applicable to guitar as a whole. So yeah, why don't we take a quick look at it. Today we're going to be in G major. It's our key center. So we'll be playing that 2-5-1 in G. The chords are A minor 7, D dominant 7, and G major 7. These are all 7 chords. Our A major 7 we're going to play as a bar chord, everything on the 5th fret, and you're just going to skip that A string. You might be plucking like me. You might be using a pick. You might be using your thumb. All are fine as long as we skip this A string. You can also include that high E if you'd like. It's just another A, so another root. I will note there's a lot of awesome voicings for this progression and these chords, but these are just some really awesome basic voicings that you can use all over the neck. This minor 7 voicing, applicable everywhere, but today let's just stick to our A minor 7. Next, we're gonna add that D7. A lot of cool ways to play a dominant 7 chord on guitar. It's also one of the most helpful, awesome chords in general. This is our 5 chord, it's our dominant 7. Looks a lot like a C chord, honestly, but we're gonna sneak in our pinky here. And you'll notice that does have a dissonant sound. If I was to be playing this A minor 7, which we just learned, move into that D7. If I don't resolve it, you're gonna be like, what are you doing? And that's that tension and natural release that 5 and 1 will give us. But again, that's our dominant 7th chord. It is a D7, it's our 5 chord. And then we're gonna finish on our G major 7. That is our 1 chord, it's our beautiful finish, it's our 1. It's like it resolves the progression. And it just kind of brings us home in a beautiful way. I'm gonna be playing this chord with my index finger on the 3rd fret of the E string. My ring finger and my pinky are gonna follow suit, but on the next 4th fret, the 4th fret with the next 2 strings, the D string and the G string. And then your middle finger is gonna go on the 3rd fret as well, but on the B string. And that's this claw shape, some people will call it, and that's a G major 7. So once again, 2 chord, which is a A minor 7, 5 chord, which is a D7, and then our G major 7, our 1 chord. The 2-5-1 is gonna appear in all types of music, jazz, pop, rock, pretty much everywhere you're gonna hear this type of progression. A lot of times, it'll be altered. We can do a 6, 2, 5, 1. We can start on 1, go to 5, go to 2, go back to 1. I mean, there's truly endless possibilities with this progression and how we can mess around with it and change it. But this is just a great start. So now that we know those chords, just quickly explaining the 2-5-1 in general and what it is and what you can do with it. And why it's called that especially. So we are in G, as you know. Key center is G, that's our 1. So I'll quickly play a G major scale, you're probably familiar. So that's our G major scale. That scale is gonna consist of G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And that's awesome, great to know the notes for each scale, very great thing to memorize. And we can also apply numbers to those individual notes. So our G is our 1, our A is our 2, our B is our 3, and so forth. And that's gonna really help with chords as well, and just with organizing stuff. It's gonna be a lot easier to memorize those numbers than every single note a lot of the times. And when we speak in we kind of have a musical language, and when we speak in that language, oftentimes you'll hear these numbers, and a lot of times you'll see them written as Roman numerals as well. So quickly, our 2-5-1 comes from that G major scale, and it comes from those individual numbers. 2 is A, our 5 is a D, and our 1 is G, hence the 2, 5, and 1. And this is really helpful across the board. It's gonna be really awesome to get these Roman numerals down. There's also a certain diatonic series that will assign chords to all of these numbers as well. Major 1, minor 2, minor 3, major 4, dominant 5, and so forth. And that's another great thing to remember. But for now, what you got today in this lesson is that wonderful 2-5-1. Use that all over, try it in different keys, mess around with it, and then you can start to advance your knowledge. From here, you can start to improvise with the G major scale. the G major pentatonic. You can do some A minor. And then you can start to get into the chord tones and the arpeggios as well. So lots of awesome ways to advance. This is used in all types of songs, all types of, pretty much everywhere on music. So very helpful tool you have here today, and you have some theory behind it as well. Awesome.